Eichner, the CEO of the Continuing company, on set now. We're talking about Miami real estate prices being through the roof right now. It's kind of a healthy market, I would say.
Out of control.
We'll show you in a full screen before we get into it just how healthy this is. Condos are selling at prices up to $3,300 per square foot. You can put that in perspective for us. And I don't know if I want to call this troubling, but 40% of the buyers are foreigners, and they're paying all cash. Most of them are paying all cash.
You know, it's true. You know, what's really changed about this market is that nigh on 70% of the buyers are paying cash.
Where are they getting the cash from?
Well, I think they're bringing the cash from whence they come. I think it's
Russian oil companies?
They're Russian buyers, they're Latin buyers, they're European buyers. They're also buyers from the Northeast. There's an awful lot of hedge fund money that's come, but it's on the beach. I mean, there's really a distinction, Lauren, between the markets, because Miami is the city of Miami, but it's also Miami Beach. Downtown Miami, Brickell Avenue, those prices are $450 to $600 a foot. But when you get on the beach and someone can actually
see the water,
take a swim. When you can take a swim, the price goes to $2,000 a foot.
And up to $3,300 in some cases.
I know at the Continuum, one of the penthouses recently sold for, it traded for $25 million north. It was almost $4,000 a square foot.
Just for perspective, in the world that I understand, which is the New York market, what would expensive be per square foot here in New York City?
Well, there's not much you can buy in Manhattan today that's under $2,000 a foot.
Okay, so it's
Manhattan
equatable to the New York market.
Well, yes, but the New York market also, as you probably know, in the so-called ultra-luxury buildings, which are now trading at the same numbers that London's trading for. You have apartments that are trading at $7,000 a foot. So to put that in perspective, if you were talking about...
Comparing apples to apples, it's much higher here in New York. Gotcha.
At the luxury market. So if you had a 1,200 square foot, two-bedroom apartment, you're talking about $2.5 million to $3 million.
Okay. Miami got hit hard during the housing bust. Now it's coming back. Aside from foreign interest, aside from the beach, what's fueling it?
Well, what happened, again, different than New York, Miami had this massive oversupply of condominiums. And it was numbers in excess of 35,000 apartments. What happened was that people recognized that they could buy a bargain, and there was an awful lot of investment, and they purchased them at bargain basement prices of like below replacement cost, $300 a foot. So you were talking about a 1,200 square foot unit in downtown Miami that was selling for $375,000. And then someone turned around, rented it. It afforded them a way to get money out of Latin America, out of countries that had unstable economies. So in a relatively short order, the 35,000 got eaten up. Then someone went like this and said, well, there's an opportunity to build new stuff. So that new stuff is now selling for $600 a foot. But one of the consequences of the bust was that a lot of land got eaten up. So it's not so easy
to get in anymore. Is Miami sinking?
You mean physically?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Tell me about your property in South Beach.
Well, the Continuum on South Beach is basically probably the most luxurious property.
When did you start developing it?
It started in 2003. The South Tower was built in 3. The North Tower was built and finished in 8. The two properties together have a little north of 500 units. There are 3 championship tennis courts. Everybody who bought, Lauren, in either tower has had their money double.
Nice.
And the reason for that is because the beach passed a height limit after I built the 2 buildings. So the height limit's 100 feet. So no building can be built on the beach more than 10 stories.
Gotcha. Okay, that's interesting. Are there other markets that are resembling what's going on in Miami, the Miami area?
Not really, because the combination of South Beach, the restaurants in South Beach, you're going to see some development at that level in Bal Harbor because of the proximity to the Bal Harbor shops.
Okay.
But it's probably 1.2 projects.
Yeah. I'm still shocked that 71% of all condo sales were paid in cash without financing. So who cares about interest rates, right? I mean,
Right.
seriously. Bruce, it was great to see you again. Thanks for
Pleasure.
coming on. We're going to put your company's website up on the screen. Heading to a break now. We'll be back right after this.